Okay, this video here is for the isometric of the guide. So I'm basically going to be drawing this right here. You can see I have my multi-view, which is going to come in handy when I draw this. So first thing I need to do is go to my object snap settings, right click down here, object snap settings, snap and grid, change it to isometric snap, click OK. The next thing I need to do is make sure that ortho is on. So I hit F8. Ortho is now on. It was not on before. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and draw my three lines, my width line, my height line, my depth line. So line, I'm going to draw this over here. Here's my width line, 5.25, enter. Draw my height line, which is 2.5, enter. And draw my depth line, which is 2. I got to hit F5 because it wouldn't let me go in the right direction. Remember, I need those three lines before I do anything else. Okay, those three lines are what's going to give me everything I need. So this is my width line, 5.25. This is my height line, 2.5. This is my depth line, 2 inches. Remember, I can find my depth in the top view right here or in my right side view right here. Now I'm going to kind of box this thing out. You saw me do this in the last time I drew the isometric. I'm going to draw this straight up. Don't really know how high. It's just going to be where this guy intersects back over here, and I trim off what I don't need. Okay, same thing. I'm going to draw this line over here in this direction, way farther than what I need. I draw this line straight up, and where they intersect, I trim off what I don't need. So this is kind of just using intersections. Again, draw this line here, draw this line back in this direction, and where they intersect, I trim those off. So there is my three-dimensional object, and the guide is now going to get cut out of this item. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line that goes straight up 5/8 of an inch, so 5 divided by 8, and I'm going to draw this line all the way over, even though it doesn't go all the way over. I'm going to draw something that looks like that. This line right here represents this line right here. Okay, the one thing you have to watch out for is please no double line. So that right there, I'm going to delete that because I don't want a double line right there. All right, so how far does that guy go over? Well, if we look, this one goes over 2 5/8. Okay, so I can draw a line that goes over in this direction, 2 5/8, and then kind of bring this guy by hitting F5 to right here. If you don't trust the midpoint snap, you can go ahead and trim that. And you can see that this line right here comes straight down and intersects that. So I can go ahead and handle that as well. So I can hit F5. And where those intersect, I can now clean those up, trim those off, TR, enter, enter. Click, click. And now I've got kind of what the front face looks like. It just now it goes to a bit of an angle. So that's looking pretty good. This line right here would not be here. So I can get rid of that if that's confusing you. And then the hardest part about this drawing is figuring out what is the height from here to here. What is that? This is a 60-degree angle, and 60 degrees when this is sitting, when an isometric drawing is sitting at a 30-degree angle, doesn't really work like that. So luckily, I can use my dimension tool, and I can measure the distance from here to here. And that tells me that that's 1 3/4, which helps me out a lot. Because really that means that I just need to go from here and I need to go straight up 1 3/4. So 1-3 divided by 4. And I'm going to draw a line kind of over here just so I know where that point is. And really all I need to do now is just connect those points. Even though ortho is on, it does allow me to connect points. So that's going to end up looking something like that. Okay? And what I can do now is I can draw this line. Once I have that point, I can draw this line way over here. Okay? And I can draw this line well, I need to find out this point where this intersects. So let me trim this off, and then you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. So this guy can go away. This needs to be trimmed off right here. This line can go away. Okay. This line can be trimmed off right here because I don't need that anymore. And then this line can be trimmed off right here as well. This line can be trimmed off right here. Now all I have to do is figure out where exactly does this go. So I know it starts here, but again, I have to go up 1 3/4 from the bottom. So if you want to set this up, I can make some lines. This guy goes over here like so. This line, it would be right in line with this right here. This is going to come right there. And from this point right here is what I'm going to need to go up 1 3/4. 1.75, enter. And that's going to be to that point right there. So I just wanted to make sure that that was my intersection point. Once I have that point, then I can go from here to here. And there's about a million different ways to draw that. This line would not be here because you would never be able to see it through this front face. This line right here can go away. This line right here is going to need to get trimmed off. Oop. TR, enter, enter. This is going to need to get trimmed off. This one's going to need to get trimmed off. And this one's going to need to get deleted. And so that would be what your guide ends up looking like. Okay? I want you to do the same thing you did last time. If this is the first time you're watching an isometric video, here's what I did. Highlight it. Go to scale. Click a base point. I'll choose this. Make it half the size, 0.5. Okay? Highlight it. Click on move. And grab this and put this somewhere, kind of turn ortho off real quick. Put this somewhere in the upper right-hand orientation. Make sure this is all in the object layer. I believe it is, but let me double check. Yes, it's on the object layer. And I'm going to put in my text. So here's text right here, single line. Start point would be right there. Height would be 0.25. Rotation angle is 0. And I'm going to put in guide set 1 and hit enter twice. And now I can move this to the right location. By the way, if it bothers you having the isometric grid, you can always go back here, go to Object Snap Settings, Snap and Grid, change it back to rectangular, and you're good to go. Some other people also want these to line up, I'm guessing. So you could always take all of this stuff right here, click on Move, grab this. I can put my cursor right there, let it sit there for a second, and now it's going to line those up perfectly, and then those two would be perfectly in line with each other. So this would satisfy what you need to do for set 1.